I know. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back.
Hi, we're back.
Yeah, sorry you guys. Somebody like literally called for our hours twice in a row. So we got disconnected from the last video. Red is now with a customer upstairs, so I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead, sis. You can.
All right, so all I was saying was I chose a piece to wear that I can see all the time, and it's like a ring on my finger, and every time I look at it, I create an affirmation. Whether the affirmation is I love me, because that's something I need to work on, or something that I want to happen, I just know that that piece is my affirmation or my intention piece. So you don't have to have a mantra, you know, in front of you. You can use an object, something that you actually hold or hold dear in your heart, or you can visualize.
Like a reminder.
Right, a reminder. I need something visual because I'm a visual learner, and so for me this works, but maybe you're a sensory or something that you hear. Just create that routine for yourself. So it could be saying something like, you know, I want to have the best day I can have. I want to manifest what I'm looking at doing today, or I need to work on, you know, my own self-love. Whatever that you're doing or that you need to work on, that mantra can be yours. And however you do it, just get that reminder and that routine, because it takes a while for a routine to happen. They say like 30 days it takes a routine to happen.
Right.
So
it takes practice, just like anything.
Practice.
Like,
yeah.
You know, strengthening yourself energetically, spiritually, just strengthening yourself within yourself. It's just like anything else that you would have to do that would build up endurance. For example, if you're gonna start exercising or weightlifting or running or jogging or anything it is that you're gonna do, and this is just like telling you physically what you would do physically with your body. It takes work to build an endurance and a stamina. So it's a lot like energy work. Spiritual work is a lot like physical work.
Absolutely.
It takes work in order to have a strength or a progress in something. And it even takes work to acknowledge certain things about yourself, because if you got something going on around in your life, and this is how you know what type of mantra you should create, really focus in on what's going on in your life, and with that, okay. Sorry, you guys, I just had a text. I'm like, I stopped. Like, they're like, what happened? Like, she gets stuck? Yeah, with that, when you see what's going on in your life, what type of issues you're having, whether it be financial or just you're dealing with too much stress, or, you know, your kids ain't listening, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, people ain't contributing in your life. Anything that is going on in your life outside of yourself is a reflection of what's going on within yourself. Look at this fire. Oh my God. That's huge.
Ricky is out there. Ricky's here. Yay, sister. Yes, it takes work to acknowledge what is going on in your life.
Yes.
Ashe, right? Ashe.
And that is right there. That is the best part about working on you, is because that acknowledgement, that awareness to what is going on, that is the hardest thing to do. It's a lot like somebody who is dealing with alcohol abuse or drug addictions. The hardest part for an addict is to admit that they have a problem. And I know this because I went through this whole thing with my dad. Yeah, and look at, yeah, you got that. Okay, good. My thing is like, just don't shatter, because sometimes that can happen. This is like a powerful flame.
Yeah. But you went through it with your dad.
I went through it with my dad, and with him it was a different type of thing. But you know, it's just the situation might be different, but the underlying factor is still the same, because when you go through things with somebody who is battling an addiction, it's a lot. We all have addictions, whether it be food, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever. We all have an addiction. We all have something that we use as a coping mechanism, or something that will numb us, or something that will help us get through certain things, or something that even just makes us feel good. We get this addiction towards these things, and then we disconnect ourselves from what true happiness is, or what those true experiences are, because we should never need something outside of our own physical being, outside of our own selves, to make us feel a certain way that we can't have within us.
Absolutely. 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 I went through, I was looking at some of the book, we actually started talking about some of the things that we underlined.
Oh,
we
yeah.
were like,
yeah.
You can't do it until the book club.
And you know what's so crazy though, is that this is like what was crazy that I didn't mention while we were doing this, or I kind of did, I hinted, I'm like, holy crap, we underlined different things
on the same page, because everything's going to resonate with you differently. So, and we played that out right before the club. We were just kind of going through the book.
Yeah, we had to stop. We were getting into like some good discussions.
Right?
Like, hold on, let's save this for the book club.
Right?
Because we underline things that, and this is the beauty of it. Because when you look at a piece of art, when you look at somebody's painting, there's different things that you might see within the same image that another person might see something completely different. And it doesn't make anybody wrong, but they're seeing their own truth is what it is. So when we read these pages, there's gonna be something that stands out to you depending on what it is that you're going through in your life. That's why it's always good to keep your reading material. Don't get rid of this, because, you know, say I read this year, and 2 years from now, I feel, you know what, I wanna read this again. There's different things in these books, in these,
words of wisdom.
And these words of wisdom that are it's gonna help us to see something else that is going on in our life within that time period.
That would be kind of a cool thing, is
right?
If like a year from now, we go back to this book, we reread it, we use different pens or something to denote our new thoughts and what we underline. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome.
Ricky actually had mentioned addictions also keep us from acknowledging darkness and hurtful things we don't want to face.
Exactly.
How true.
Yes.
How very true. So one of the things on page 17, I know that we were chatting earlier, there are a couple things that really stuck out to me, and one was we cause our own suffering because we're attached to our desires and expectations, because it's our will to control. And so if it's not in our perception the way that it's supposed to happen, we suffer. And really, suffering is something that is, I mean, there is physical suffering, but this is more emotional for me. And it's because, you know, I'm having a temper tantrum because I can't do something, or this person's not acting the way that they should. That's my perception. So it's actually, and because I'm feeling rotten about it, that is my reality. And so I need to work on what is making me uncomfortable for that, and why is that happening. And the second thing I underlined in that particular paragraph, and that's paragraph 1 on page 17, was you have to learn to take nothing personally, because life is going to happen. It's just how we adapt, how we align ourselves. Okay, here are my goals. Everybody has goals for 2019. Here's life. They're going to butt heads. Sometimes they're going to mesh. Sometimes they're going to butt heads. But how are we going to deal with that? And so that's how you align yourself with life, is how you accept things to a degree, how you change things within yourself, so that you're not at odds and you're not suffering, because we create our own suffering.
And I think it takes aligning with life in order to elevate ourselves spiritually.
Absolutely.
Because us being put here in this, you know, physical dimension as physical beings, this is a lesson just like anything else.
It is.
I mean, we might not have to be physical beings in our next lives, but since we're put here right now in this moment, it is for a purpose. There are things to be learned, and by not acknowledging these things and not aligning with this physical life, you're not learning the lesson, so you're gonna be sent here with the same people that you cannot fucking stand.
A lot of you guys out there, and Ricky, we love you.
Oh, yes, yes.
But you guys know my triggers.
Girl, you know mine too. Shit.
Right? You know my triggers.
Oh, yes, yes.
The thought of that is causing my own suffering.
But that's what you needed you needed to tell yourself that when you read it, you underlined it.
Yes.
Because it's like, note to myself.
How true.
Exactly.
How
so,
true.
and see, and mine was even on 16. I had read, change is natural as we honor the flow of life, birth and death, coming together, splitting apart, and look for the beauty in both the flourishing bright flower and the fading browning bloom. We find balance and acceptance. That to me stood out. That was like, and that for me is dealing with a lot of things in life right now, because there are a lot of things that are changing. There are a lot of things that I'm growing from. There's still a lot of things that I'm healing from. There's a lot of things that I am still acknowledging and coming to terms with within myself and my own personal life. And this was like a message to me right there. So I did underline that.
On the same page, I underlined, when we align with life, we choose to align with all of life, not just the parts we're comfortable with.
Yes.
So we have a dichotomy here. You're very optimistic to me. I'm like, hammer time. You gotta accept it all.
You're MC Hammer and I'm like vanilla ice.
Yeah, exactly. Ricky adds, okay, aligning is accepting the natural flow of life, realizing that there will be ups and downs. It is a natural cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And
riding the waves, like even if you're in some crazy shit at the moment, just ride that motherfucker out. And you will, I'm telling you,
look at this.
Did you see that?
Did you see that? Holy, I'm like waiting for this.
I'm waiting for it. That's what I'm saying. I just don't want glass particles.
Right.
Like, that would be like 1,000 ways to die caught live.
And then we'd be like, we have to align with life. We have new tattoos.
Right, new tattoos and all types of shit. Nina got a new chin. Yeah, so, I mean, really, like, not even just the good times that you're going through. Like, align yourself with the bad times, the good times, the worst and the best of times. Align yourself with all of that, because it teaches you something, it shows you something, it strengthens you, it builds you in some way. And, you know, when we hit these happy moments, enjoy them, because you're a lot grateful and more appreciative of the times, the good times that you have, because you've made it through some shit. You've become a survivor.
Absolutely.
Not a victim.
Absolutely. Ashe, sister.
Ashe.
And it looks like Denise Diaz is asking what book we're reading, first time here.
Okay.
And Ricky,
we are reading
Goddess.
the Warrior Goddess Training is what we are reading. I didn't know if this was the word, because I got all three.
She's got all three.
I got all three. It's sitting in front of me. I ain't playing. I'm gonna master the Warrior Goddess.
And Ricky wrote, no victims here. Absolutely.
No, not in our circle. No.
Nope, not at all. So here's something that I underlined on page 20. It's like the second to last paragraph. And I underlined, your power comes not from how strongly you can resist with what you don't like, but in how calmly and serenely you align yourself with life's challenges. And a big part of this learning to balance intent and surrender. This means knowing when to take action for something you believe in or want, and knowing when to let go and trust the flow.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I call the friction zone. It's on page 20.
Okay.
I call it the friction zone because if you ever learn to work a manual, she's got, oh my good grief, there you go, she lined it too.
Yes.
The friction zone when you're working a manual car is that spot where you can let your foot off the brake and not roll. So that means maybe you have to push a little bit of the gas to keep that balance. So sometimes when you see manual cars, they're moving back and forth because that person's playing with that friction zone. It's that sweet spot in between going and staying. And that's why I call this like the friction zone.
The friction zone.
Because it's like, do I take action or do I trust the flow?
Right. But it's almost like when you go a little bit forward, you come a little bit
backwards, right? And you just get that
like
little bit
sway.
sway. Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely. So for me, it's like it's a difficult thing, especially if you ever had a manual car. You know, you stall out in a heartbeat if you do something like that. But as you had mentioned, through practice, self-discipline, and aligning yourself with that intention, what do I need at this point in time? Maybe, and the example in this book is, I want Chinese, but I can't go out for Chinese because I'm on a tight deadline, so somebody's going out for a burger. What do I need at this point in time? Maybe it's not what you need, but it's what the universe is providing you. And accepting and learning to recognize that. Appreciating that is one of the biggest things. So for me, holy cow, this thing is going.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh my God. And that's the other thing too, is that we stop a lot of our blessings from coming to us because we don't acknowledge the little blessings that we do receive. And it's like the universe is not feeling like you're showing gratitude for what they have given you. So why is the universe going to continue to bless you and to give you things? A lot of times, exactly, if you're not recognizing it, if you're not appreciating it, if you're not showing gratitude toward the universe, toward your ancestors, your spirit guides, your deities, whoever it is that you're working with or how you work, if you're not showing this appreciation, then your blessings are put on hold. And it's not because the universe doesn't love you. It's not because your deities don't love you. It's because you don't love your fucking self. That's why.
Amen. Absolutely, amen. Okay, and we're done.
I was throwing a little fuck here and there. I had to, you know, I can't. It hurts my mouth if I don't curse.
So, Desert Siren, thank you, Ricky, for answering as well. The 3 books are?
Oh yeah, the 3 books are The Warrior Goddess Training. Then we have The Warrior Goddess Wisdom. And then we have The Warrior Goddess Training Companion book. So this is what gives you homework after reading your lessons. This is what gives you like the exercises, things to think about. It also gives you some journaling space. That way you can write down your own affirmations, your thoughts about the lesson, what it is that you're going to do to create change within your life, within yourself. And it also has a lot of empowering words in this as well. And it relates back to the book. You know, she talks about like when she'll give little reminders, like when I said blah blah blah, like when she had explained about the food and stuff like that.
Right.
That's in here. So she kind of like reminds us a little bit about what was inside, what was in the book. And then this, I really love too. This I'll explain a little bit more after we're done talking about our lesson. I'll go ahead into explaining the Goddess Warrior Wisdom, or the Warrior Goddess Wisdom.
I heard you do some cool things.
What I do?
What, every day? Just,
oh yeah, yeah.
I know.
You heard it?
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. She'll talk about it.
Oh, jeez. You just, yeah. Okay, go ahead, sister. sister.
All right,
What did you align
what did
with in your life? Your life aligned with something in this next.
Did it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't
I'm
know.
I think so.
Well, I don't know, so she's gonna remind me when I get to it. But the biggest thing that I took out of this was surrender is not a place of powerlessness.
Mm-mm.
It is a place of peace and a place of strength for me, because it takes a heck of a lot. In page 23, that's what I got from the author, like the last paragraph. It talks about a courageous walk and taking a walk through the flow of what life is giving you. So to surrender, and it kind of goes back to that friction zone where certain things you need to take action on, certain things you need to say and speak up for yourself. Or if something isn't quite right with you, or you see an injustice being done, or something isn't resonating with you, because that's our true indicator. Our true indicator is our soul and our spirit guides, and you know, those little prompts that you hear in the back of your head. That's one thing. When I first got to know Nina and Marianne, they kept saying, stop thinking, stop, you know, start trusting. And for me, I'm a very big thinker. I'm more logical, and if things don't, right, and for me to actually turn off my brain and start feeling from my heart, from my solar plexus, my intuition, the voices that I hear that pop into my head that our logical mind says, no, you're stupid, you're crazy, whatever. No, turn that voice off and listen to, because
the voice that empowers
you. The empowerment voice, absolutely.
And since you've started doing that, your testimony is what?
I don't know.
It's resulting in a lot of changes.
That's true. Okay. That's true.
It's resulting
now
in
I'm just reverting back to my usual self, but very true. I didn't have a voice. I was a people pleaser always, and I just went ahead and put everybody's needs in front of my own. And now I realize, through working with Goddess Training, working with my sisters here, that I am valuable as a person, and I'm equal to the people that I have put in front of me or put above me. And so, done and done.
There's no above. We're right next to each other.
Right, but I mean, the old me
would have put others above.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that I see the changes that you, like, the growing that you've done, and we've all done growing. Like,
yes, we have.
We're not even finished yet.
And it hurts. There's a reason why it's called
growing pains. I swear. I'm like, oh, this fucking hurts, and I hate it, and I'm uncomfortable, and I'm afraid. But I'm just gonna. Hold on, wait. What was it with the right here, Maya Angelou?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
What she has said right here is like, it's literally, you know, you just gotta go through these, what's thrown at you, and grab the shit by the horns, and just, you know, ride it out. And yeah, that's it. That's all you can do, and stop feeling like you need to come up with like a plan for everything. I mean, come up with plans of what you're gonna do, how you're gonna make it happen. But when all this other shit that you can't control is going on around you, other people are needing to work on their plans too, and not everybody is stepping up to the plate. So you can't allow that to affect you and your plans for yourself. You have to just go with what it is that you're wanting the outcome of your life to be, what you're needing to accomplish while you're still here, and make that shit happen. Own it. Make it happen.
So one of the assignments was, asking yourself, what do I want now? Throughout the day. Set a frickin' timer and do that.
Right.
You know, if you have a smartwatch, which I don't, every time it tells you to get up. If you sit at a desk and work in an office, you know, there'll be a little timer that'll go off and say you need to take a stroll. Do that too. What do I want to do right now? What is it? A reminder. So incorporate that. I mean, it doesn't have to be structured. It's just whatever works for you.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no certain way to do these exercises, this work. Like even in the workbook, she says you don't have to pick all the assignments to do. She said, let this workbook work for you. That's how she said it. So some of the things I didn't do, I looked through all because she gives different, I think there's like what, 4 or 5 different exercises per chapter.
Yes.
So you can pick if you want to do 3 out of them, if you want to do all of them, if you just want to do a couple of them, you know, you can pick and choose what exercises you want to do, and all of them are really good. And yeah, so I don't know what. Okay.
Sister Ricky.
Oh, Sister Ricky. Surrender is a time of releasing and trusting that all is unfolding as it should. Surrender welcomes new life, new experiences, rebirth. Surrender makes space for blessings to come. Yes,
absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And you know, the thing is too is that we surrender to a lot of physical beings within our life. We like, just because they're right here physically, we surrender to them because we can see them, we can feel them, we can hear them, we can touch them. But we don't surrender to our inner selves, and we can do the exact same things to ourselves. We can feel ourselves a lot more than what we can feel somebody standing in front of us. But to surrender to other people, we should learn to surrender to ourselves, to surrender within our own lives, to you know, like what Ricky was saying. It's like, we do this for other people. Why should we not do it within ourselves when we know that we genuinely care more about ourselves than what some other people around us might care about us, not as much. And you know, for some of us, we need to work on self-love. And yeah, we need to. Oh, go. Did you talk about your ring?
It's my mantra.
Your reminder.
It's my mantra.
Yeah.
Every time I look at my ring, I say, "I love me." All right, there. Yes. I put it out there.
That's good.
It is, because I need to do that. Absolutely. I wrote a few words in my notebook, and I wrote the word accept leads to ask, which leads to define, which leads to refine, and then I wrote the word sway. So that means to me, it's like define and refine your intentions, your goals, and what you want to align with. And then the sway is, hey, life's gonna throw us curveballs all the time.
Yes.
Move with it, don't fight it, surrender it, to the things that you know you have no control over, but change and affect the change for the things that you do have control over. And I know the only thing I have control over is just me and my reactions.
Yeah.
I mean, like this morning I was pretty upset, and I released it up to the world, and I said, transform that energy into a thing of beauty, because the energy I just threw out there is so negative, and I'm not going to spend my day like this, but take whatever I threw out there and transform it into the earth, into a thing of beauty.
And you know what, though? That energy wasn't directed at anybody.
At anyone, right.
It was directed to a source that's able to convert it and then give it back in a positive way.
Correct. So if you're at one thing I've learned a long time ago, and I totally forgot until this lesson, is if something really bugs you and you're really throwing a lot of negative energy or a lot of energy into it, release it and ask the universe to transform it into a positive source, to help the earth, help whoever needs it, but there's a burst of energy, let it be turned for good.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And then from there, that's where you create some good karma by doing that.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. Everybody's still worried about creating bad karma for themselves, but there's so many ways that we can create this good karma for ourselves that we just, you know, we're so paranoid of the bad,
Yeah.
but we're not aware of the good.
The good, yeah.
So yeah, you got some good karma coming to you, especially because you acknowledged that was stop it. Stop. You acknowledged that was not some. I mean, you probably could have ripped the head off of somebody.
Yeah. 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Like, I'm saying, like you took that energy and you knew what to do with it. You were aware. You aligned yourself with life.
Aligned it with life.
Yes.
So little steps, baby steps. We all got this. And think about that. If we can just take this and send it back into the good and go with the flow.
Learn to surrender and let go.
Surrender and let go.
Mm-hmm.
That's how.
And the other thing is too, it says practice, practice, practice. Surrendering to the little things. So practice, practice, practice. This means that you're not just gonna be good at it. You're gonna fail sometimes. You're gonna fail yourself sometimes. But you need to continue to practice, to push yourself, to, you know, just continue to do it. And you're going to see that there's going to be some results. And it's going to pay off in a very good way. I mean, you've already been doing bad. Try doing the opposite and see what life brings to you, what the universe delivers to you, what you become blessed with that you might not have had in this present moment. You might be struggling to have it, but you have that power all within yourself. You just got to change it and put it in a more constructive way where it's gonna bring you what you're needing or what you're wanting or what you desire. This negative, this low vibration, it doesn't get high vibration results. I'm sorry, so bring it up, step it up.
Step it up.
Bring that motherfucker up, like this flame right here.
How true, how true.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So I had underlined this right here on the last page, page 26. It says, on your left is your commitment to yourself, and on your right is your alignment with life. So you see how it used both your left and your right, and both things are beneficial for you. It's not giving and receiving, giving to the outer world and receiving. It's giving and also providing for you. It's all talking about you. On your left is your commitment to yourself, and on your right is your alignment with life. This is all dealing with you. It's saying use your energy to benefit yourself, to make yourself stronger, to benefit your own life. You know, so I really like that a lot.
I do too, and it's like just a new discovery reading that, because it goes even on to say yes to the 2 new allies and invite them in to be your new ears and your new eyes.
Mm-hmm. If it's not good and it's not healthy for you, then why go with it?
Right.
For the satisfaction of somebody else.
Absolutely.
To make somebody else happy, to make somebody else comfortable, to satisfy another person when you should be giving yourself all of that love that you're giving away to people that don't deserve it.
Absolutely.
And that don't appreciate it. But to say that is that if we do that, if we are accepting and we give our love to people that don't appreciate it, this shows that you don't appreciate what the universe gives to you either, because you are giving without seeing appreciation for what you're giving. So how is it that you receive? You probably do not show appreciation to the things that you receive as well. And this is why you have this person in front of you that will take from you and take from you and take from you, because you haven't acknowledged what the universe has given you or what you've been blessed with. And you've probably been given plenty of doors of opportunity that you have held yourself from opening those doors because you have decided to stay behind for the comfort of another person instead of living for yourself. Stop it. Stop. Okay.
All right.
Shall we talk about the warrior goddess wisdom?
Oh, I think you should.
Okay.
I just found out about this book.
So this has a bunch of affirmations in it. It has things that you can do, like it gives you a task to do in that day. So what I've done and how I've been doing it these last couple of days since I've been working with this book is I have been taking the book, I will close my eyes, I will make sure it's like quiet around me. So I usually do this at night when everybody else is sleeping. So I'll basically close my eyes, I put my intentions that whatever messages I receive in this book are going to be to benefit me within that day for whatever situation I'm going through, whatever situation I'm going to be going through, and however this book can assist me in growing within myself, I ask for that message for that day. So then while I'm saying these things to myself, I'll basically fan myself. And it looks so silly, but I'll fan myself with the pages of this book, and I'll continue to say this until I feel an energy of where I'm being called to a certain page. And then I'll stop, and then I will open it, and I will go ahead and read. So it says, expose yourself to your deepest fear. After that fear has no power and fear of freedom shrinks and vanishes, you are free. So this talks about freedom right here. So then I'll go ahead and I'll read, you know, it gives a story. It says, I once met a woman at a fire walk who decided to celebrate her 70th year on the planet doing things that had previously terrified her. She skydived, got a tattoo, and walked on hot coals. She spent an entire year pushing her boundaries and challenging herself. I can only imagine how free she must have felt. Each night, she went to bed having done something she had previously felt too afraid to try. There is no fear we cannot face and nothing we cannot do. In some form or another, if we take away the power of fear, the power fear holds over us, we are limitless. So that, like right there, that like totally, right now in reading this, it totally and completely speaks to me for what is, you know, what I have going on right now within my personal life. And then it'll say today's action. So right down here, it gives you what you should do for that day to work with these words right here in order to, so it's talking about releasing fears and feeling free and not being afraid. So today's action would be make a list of impossible things that you want to accomplish, things you're afraid to do. You don't have to do any of them, yet you can keep coming back to your list. When you feel ready, take the plunge. Remember, you may be scared even when you are ready, but the difference is that when you're ready, you are afraid and still willing to proceed, rather than being afraid and hiding in old patterns. So yeah, that's what I've basically been doing, and it really does help me. So then I would go ahead and write a list of anything that I'm afraid to do, but maybe one day I'm not going to be afraid to do it anymore, and I'm going to pick a thing from this list, and I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to conquer a fear by doing so. So it's really empowering, you know, the exercises that these books give to us as warrior goddesses in training.
Watch out, Lola.
Watch out. Watch out. Look at, I just, it went out. I said, watch out.
I'm like looking at the comments.
Relight it.
I think the goddess is saying, okay,
yeah,
you're
like,
done.
all right, you guys got this off already.
You're done.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so it's my time.
Look here, Ricky's like,
wow.
I know.
All right, so I think that's it, you guys. I don't know if you guys wanted to add anything, Sister Ricky, that you're watching. I don't know if you want to add anything. If anybody has any questions for us or whatever. You guys can go ahead and put your comments right now or your questions or whatever, and we're here to answer anything.
I think Maria just joined
Maria
us.
Herrera, hello Maria.
Hi.
Let's see. Sorry you guys, that Redwood chain here, she's upstairs with a client right now, so yeah. We have to continue. Her chair is here.
Yes, and her wine is there.
Her energy has been left behind, and her DNA. So she's partially here.
Did I tell you for Christmas, just as a side note, I got 23andMe, and I also
You already did it?
No, and Ancestry DNA. I got
You
the
got
kids.
both?
I got them both. Because, okay, there's a bet. I'm supposed to be 100% Polish. And
Oh, that's
I
bullshit.
know, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit. Did you put money on that?
No.
Put money on it.
I got you. So, yeah, I'm going to do that this weekend, too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a while.
Yeah, Brett did hers already.
Did she?
Yeah, she got her results and everything. She's like,
How long
she
did it
got
take?
hers real quick, and I still haven't gotten mine. And we sent, it was me, her, and Nathan.
Okay.
We all sent them at the same time.
Okay.
Like together, same mail person, everything. And she got hers the day before yesterday. Nathan got his yesterday. I still have fucking yet to get mine. I said maybe they're doing some extra testing on my shit. Maybe they're like,
there's some unidentified DNA.
right?
So,
This is from a different planet.
I totally forgot to tell you that. I was like, oh, I gotta do
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too.
I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rats was like, it looked like just a pie, it was like a circle. There wasn't very many. There was a big. She was like basically Italian, Russian, Czechoslovakian.
Okay.
Yeah. So those were all she was, and she's like, well, I'm not really mixed with all. And I told her, I said, well, you know that your ancestors didn't dilute your DNA, at least that. And then she goes, oh, I never thought of that. I said, yeah. I said, you come from a family of a bunch of cousin fuckers. Yeah, no, she thought it was funny. She thought it was hilarious. She was like, really?
Oh, we gotta see what. If I was 100%, you'd be like brothers and sisters.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, we have events coming up, you guys. If you guys are in the Chicago area, January 12th, we are going to be having a New Year's celebration of our intentions of what we are manifesting for 2019. So you guys could definitely check that out. You guys can go to our Facebook page. We've already posted the event right there. You guys can purchase your tickets, things like that. So that's what's up and coming. We will also be having another witchcraft fair in February. It is going to be themed My Bloody Valentine.
Yay.
So, yeah, that's about it. We don't have anything? Okay, everybody's very quiet now. I'm like, maybe I'm not going to say nothing, but whatever. Cousin fuckers, they were gone.
Yeah, they're like,
All right, you guys. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. We will be tuning in again for our third lesson, which is going to be... Go ahead, sister.
Okay. Purify your vessel. And
Yes.
so the intro is from Anna Quinlan, and she writes, the thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself.
Yes.
So, purifying your vessel.
Purifying your vessel. See, I'm
just like,
I'm like mine in the gutter.
yeah, mine too. I'm like,
I'm like, what are we gonna do with this exercise? We're gonna purify our vessels and shit.
don't be sure.
Yeah, sister. We'll leave that for after jokes.
Becky says, love you, sister.
Love you
too.
Love you guys.
And we love you guys out there.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your continued love and support. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Or we ain't gonna do these videos anymore.
No, she doesn't mean that. We have lesson 3.
I don't. All right, you guys. We will see y'all later. Blessed be.
Blessed be.